is a comic review. Any of the opinions, actions, or otherwise of the creator, unless otherwise stated, are not being considered when reviewing the contents of this work.
Hey guys, StarCraft here, and continuing my March of Deathstroke. This is going to be the shortest one. Only 3 issues that close out Tony Daniel's involvement in this entire run. And also turns out I was a little wrong. Tyler Kirkman will stick around for a little longer before another arc that appears in this arc shows up. But this deals with the fallout of some of the stuff with Harley Quinn during the first arc, where basically she and Slade had made a deal where she helped him out and Slade would come back and try and take out Amanda Waller. So yeah, we open up this particular arc with first Slade diving into where Suicide Squad is located, Task Force X. And we flash back to earlier where Slade is training and is told he's been having someone keep an eye on Rose. When it looks like some guys came in, shot it up, and you think Rose is dead. Until he finds this girl, it's a wig where it says, "We had a deal, Waller, ring a bell?" Which convinces Slade that this was Harley's doing. And who the girl was? A possible friend of Rose. Well, Slade then makes his way in, drops a big bag that has an EMP, which starts to release everyone. While this is going on, Harley's trying to make an escape when Slade shows up, grabs her, and asks, "Where's Rose?" And she basically says, "Kill Waller like you promised, and I'll tell you exactly where you can find Rose." Pinky swear, and she crosses her fingers. As they start to fight a bunch of the thugs, as Waller is in her office when this figure basically uses these tentacles, take out her guards, and abducts Waller. As Slade is now about to fight with Deadshot, after events that happened in apparently the first issue of Suicide Squad, where Slade had abducted everyone and tortured them or did horrible things to them, and they feel betrayed, even though apparently it ended up saving their lives. Then as they're scuffling and Harley's just, making, comments, basically, oh wait. Yeah. Harley's basically saying like, back to fighting you two, come on. And the first issue ends with Black Manta pulling Slade into the water. As everything's going to hell, we see the two, Black Manta and Slade are struggling. They put up a pretty good fight, but it's Slade's book, so of course he comes out on top. As they're still scuffling a little bit when all of a sudden a explosive comes off and people are either gunned down or whatnot. They're trying to regain order on everything. As Slade grabs Harley and they run off. I gotta say, Harley looks adorable there by Tyler Kirkman. But as they make their way through, we find out that the guy who abducted Waller is a guy named Purit Snakebite. And yeah, he was just abducted, and we get a good glimpse of him. And yep, just a giant snake guy. As again, we just see a bunch of another random guard get killed off pretty gruesomely as the two are talking. When at the end of the second part issue, Catwoman shows up. Apparently, Slade had invited her and aid. As we have artwork by Paolo Pantalina, who ends up being after a few issues after this, where Tyler Kirkman eventually leaves, and Pantalina will be the artist for the remainder. So get used to it now as we see Slade, Catwoman, Selena, and Harley fight their way through a bunch of the guards. trying to make their way to Snakebite. Yeah, basically they're making their way through as Snakebite is just taunting and basically he needs Waller alive for at the moment. Until eventually Slade separates from Selena and points his gun at Harley, basically saying, talk, and she admits, I lied. Alright, when you told me about your daughter was missing and left a message, I had no idea what you were talking about, and so I ran with it. Can you really blame me? Wow, Slade's a moron in this. He is such a moron. As more guards make their way through, again, more action. They make their way to Snakebite. They fight him off. Again, just a whole lot of action. And pontificating and everything. Tosses Snakebite out of there. Until he confronts with Waller, asks where his daughter is. She has no clue. So this whole thing was just a wild goose chase. Selena's able to get Slade out of there as they take off, and we find out what happened. Apparently, the girl was Rose with a friend who was ready to betray her, as this guy known as the Lawman wants Slade gone, and basically they did this all to throw them off. Apparently, Jericho caught a glimpse into Harley Quinn's mind, so that's how she found out about the deal. All this was just to throw Slade off. And that's it for this little arc, because I just did this just to give a little bit of time and make sure when I do the last number of issues, I'm not that overwhelmed. But this was basically the last arc with Tony Daniel. No more him helping with the script. It'll be James Bonney going forward. Tyler Kirkman will be on for another issue or two. Then the rest of it will be Pantalina, and with an annual at the very end. But yeah, coming up tomorrow, we'll be having Red Hood and Ra's al Ghul showing up, dealing with Slade. Red Hood, an interesting thing, and Ra's al Ghul, well, given what was going on in Arrow at the time, makes a lot of sense. So this is a nice short one, and like I said, tune in tomorrow as I go over the final arc of this. Until then, I'll catch you guys later.